Welcome back. It's October 2nd, 2015. Happy Friday, Musketeers. I'm Tara Jabor.
And I'm Nick Bergman. This is Xavier News.
From the Xavier University Television Studio, this is Xavier News. Your campus, your region, your world. This is Xavier News.
Last week, Pope Francis made a 6-day visit to the United States, speaking to millions. He visited New York City, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. During his time in the capital, Pope Francis delivered a 45-minute speech to Congress. He spoke of many controversial issues, including the death penalty, immigration, racial injustice, weapon trade, and poverty. The Pope integrated many Catholic teachings into his remarks on these issues, such as the Golden Rule in remarks to the death penalty. Quote, "The Golden Rule also reminds us of our responsibility to protect and defend human life at every stage of its development. This conviction has led me, from the beginning of my ministry, to advocate at different levels for the global abolition of the death penalty." End quote. Besides speaking engagements, Pope Francis held masses, prayer services, visited prisons and homeless shelters before returning home to Rome on Sunday.
Thursday morning, a 26-year-old gunman walked into a rural Oregon Community College classroom and proceeded to kill 9 and injure 7 people. The gunman, identified as Chris Harper Mercer, entered the writing classroom at Umpqua Community College with multiple guns and opened fire on both the teacher and students. He was later killed in a shootout with police. A witness claims that Mercer asked students what religion they practiced before shooting them. Students in the other classrooms and around the university fled when they heard the shots. The Umpqua Community College community is in mourning after the tragedy, which is the worst mass shooting in recent Oregon history. The small school is located about 180 miles south of Portland and has an enrollment of about 3,000 students. The shooting raises questions again about gun control at schools following a recent history of shootings. President Obama spoke on the issue Thursday evening from the White House, where he lamented the recurring nature of the violent crimes, saying, quote, "Somehow this has become routine. The reporting is routine. My response here at this podium ends up being routine. The conversation in the aftermath of it. We've become numb to this," end quote. Police are still investigating in order to determine the shooter's motive, but have reported that Mercer posted on several internet pages proclaiming interest in the Irish Republican Army, frustration with organized religion, and fascination with other mass shootings. Dean Janice Walker hosted a summer program promoting education to middle school girls. Here's Grant Vance with the story.
This past summer, Xavier hosted the Summer ICE program, a program designed by Dean Walker and the Xavier community for girls from 6th to 8th grade to encourage them to continue learning and that any career is possible if they pursue it with enough diligence.
Summer ICE is a program. It's a STEM program, and STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. It's camp for middle school girls. And so we're looking at girls who were, when we wrote the grant, in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. One of the reasons we looked at that age is we figured that girls in high school have sometimes decided already, I don't like math, I hate math, I'm not going to do a career in math. And so we're trying to catch them a little bit earlier so that they're still open to mathematics. And what we're hoping to achieve this week is to make math and science more interesting and fun.
The camp hosted a number of speakers, including outside scientists and Xavier's own faculty, giving speeches and providing interactive activities that engage the campers intellectually.
I think exposure is huge, and so I was excited to come speak, especially to a camp that's geared towards women, so they can see somebody that looks like them persisting in the field. It was awesome to come speak and tell them I am an engineer, and not all engineers are males, and you can make it. And so them seeing me learning about my career path really helped them understand that it is something that they too can pursue in the future.
Over the course of the week, students were a part of a wide variety of these activities, ranging from a paper airplane contest to catching insects in the Nexus Gardens in order to study them.
This afternoon, students did analyses of some common household products, and they did test themselves, which was very interesting to watch them work in lab.
The accumulation of the week's success was displayed on its closing day through an award ceremony in which students presented what they learned throughout the week to their parents.
We want girls in particular, in hearing this, to develop more persistence in achieving the kinds of things, their goals in courses or just in life. So we really stress that along with the ICE, innovation, creativity, and exploration.
This is Grant Vance with Xavier News.
Speaker of the House of Representatives, John Boehner, announced last week that he will resign next month as Speaker of the House and Congressman for Ohio's 8th District. According to CNN, Boehner said, quote, "Last night I started thinking about this, and this morning I woke up and I said my prayers, as I always do, and I decided today's the day I'm going to do this. As simple as that," end quote. Many are speculating why Boehner decided to step down from the Speaker of the House, but Boehner claims that it is long overdue and is time to leave. Boehner told reporters, quote, "It's become clear to me that this prolonged leadership turmoil would do irreplaceable harm to the institution. This isn't about me, it's about the people, it's about the institution," end quote. Boehner, a 1977 Xavier graduate, has not announced his future plans. The Republican Party has not yet elected a new speaker or representative to fill his congressional seat. In this changing world, one local coffee shop is striving to change the community culture in Evanston. Brian DiNatale has the story.
At the corner of Montgomery and Brewster, one local coffee shop is striving to make a real impact on the communities of Evanston and Norwood. Community Blend is a worker-owned co-op that's mission is to create a warm and welcoming place for members of the community to come together.
In my opinion, the mission would be basically doing something positive and giving back to this neighborhood, because this building has been condemned for like 30 years before we opened it. So it's definitely something new, positive to the neighborhood. And basically, we want everybody in the area to feel welcome when they're here.
With an immense variety of coffee, tea, and other menu items, Community Blend is sure to offer something for everyone.
We have a variety of different teas, coffees, chocolates, different specialty drinks with espresso, and of course we have bakery items, and we have a selection of different meats and breads and cheeses where we can make you an awesome sandwich.
By working with other co-ops, Community Blend is able to expand their social impact beyond the local or even national levels.
When you come here and you support Community Blend, not only are you supporting Community Blend in Evanston as a community, but you're also supporting the people who pick the beans, because we cut out the distributor, the processor, the different coffee companies that have their hands out for extra cash. We cut all them out. So the people who pick the beans, they actually get the money that they need to survive and take care of their families.
It also provides a great place for people to come and relax and escape from school or work for a little while.
Well, to me, it's more of a personal touch. It's a warm, inviting atmosphere. You know, a few Xavier students come over here all the time, you know, have lunch, have coffee, study. You know, we have free Wi-Fi. It's not loud and overbearing. It's a wonderful place.
Overall, Community Blend is doing their part to brew up social change in Cincinnati.
It's a blend of communities coming together to form something positive in a neighborhood that has not been viewed in so many positive lights. So now we're trying to do, with our coffee shop, shine a new light on this neighborhood, this community, and the people in it.
For Xavier News, this is Brian DiNatale.
Sexual and gender-based violence have long been pervasive on college campuses, but Cincinnati wants to change that. City Council member P.G. Sittenfeld is teaming with area universities, Women Helping Women, and area law enforcement to establish the Cincinnati Task Force to reduce campus gender-based violence. The task force represents a new type of collective commitment to fighting campus gender-based violence, which unifies efforts across the entire city. Kristen Shrimplin, executive director of Women Helping Women, stated, quote, "Gender-based violence is far too common, complex, and consequential to be addressed, eliminated, or prevented by any one program or by any one community partner. Instead, like any other public health epidemic, and this is a public health epidemic, it requires a collaborative response to create true culture change," end quote. 13 organizations are represented on the task force, including the City of Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Police Department, the University of Cincinnati, Xavier University, the Norwood Police Department, Women Helping Women, and the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office, among others. Kate Lawson, Title IX Coordinator at Xavier University, and Shrimplin are serving as the co-chairs for the task force. Over the next 8 months, the task force will meet and work to launch a public awareness campaign, create a comprehensive web portal for victim resources, establish the policies and procedures that handle campus gender-based violence, and publish a report of the best practices to combat the violence.
Last spring, Xavier announced the creation of the new School of Arts and Innovation. The school includes majors of art, music, theater, digital innovation, film and television, human-centered making, and an innovation engineering minor. Tom Merrill, the director of the School of Arts and Innovation, has a vision for the new department, saying, quote, "We believe that the arts tell stories from the personal and prophetic to the daring, revelatory, and inspirational. We speak students who want to learn to tell their individual stories, students who are thoughtfully engaged in their disciplines in the practice of innovation in their community," end quote. That's all from the Xavier News Desk. Stay with us for Connor Muldoon with the Xavier News Report.
Good afternoon, Xavier fans, and welcome to our first broadcast of the Xavier Sports Report for the 2015-2016 school year. I'm Connor Muldoon. The men's soccer team opened up Big East play last week in Chicago. The Muskies outlasted the DePaul Blue Demons in their first conference match. Cullum Latham posted his second goal of the season as he hit the top left corner from the top of the 18. Latham's career first game-winning goal came at a pretty good time for the senior. In other soccer news, Xavier broke back into the national polls this past Tuesday after a couple of ESPN highlighted games thanks to Jaylen Brown's game-winning goal against number 2 Notre Dame and Alex Ridsdale's insane bicycle kick goal. Andy Fleming's crew earned their way back to the top 25. Currently, Xavier sits at number 20, but with an upcoming match against number 16 Georgetown, you can be assured that this Musketeer team is motivated to continue moving up in the rankings. The Georgetown match will be played across the street at the Xavier Soccer Complex this Saturday at 7 o'clock. 2 weeks ago, the annual cross-country National Catholic Championship meet took place at the University of Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana, where the Xavier women's team took second place overall. Coach Orner was pretty impressed with the showing, saying, "I think they proved that they're a lot stronger than people expected," end quote. Top performers included freshman Caroline Gosser and senior Sarah Mazzei, who placed 11th and 12th respectively out of almost 300 competitors. The Xavier runners compete at the Paul Short Invitational in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania today. Volleyball phenom Abby Bessler has set a milestone, posting her 1,000th career kill in her team's win over Marquette. The junior has been an enforcer on the court since she stepped foot in Cintas Center. Congratulations to you, Abby, and now the team has a record of 7-6 overall and 3-1 in the conference. Next up, a trip to Indianapolis to face up against the Butler Bulldogs. Outside Xavier, week 4 of the NFL season has already proven to be pretty important. The Baltimore Ravens, who some experts picked to go to Super Bowl 50, went into overtime last night with arch rival Pittsburgh. It was a must-win for the Ravens as they went in without a win. The Steelers made some bad play calls in OT, And Baltimore ended up getting their first win of the season. Cincinnati also has a big game in the jungle on Sunday against the Chiefs. Bengals are going in 3-0 undefeated, while KC sits at 1-2. My expert prediction for this game, KC wins 24-17. They can't afford to get their third loss in 4 games. I think Alex Smith and Jamal Charles will be able to keep Andy Dalton and AJ Green on the sideline. Sorry, Bengal fans, that's how I feel. That's all for this week on the Xavier Sports Report. Thanks for tuning in, and on behalf of everyone in the studio, have a safe and enjoyable weekend. I'm Connor Muldoon, and let's go X.
Thank you.